An informational website hosted by the Arizona Secretary of State's office was recently defaced by hackers with apparent ties to Iran. The attacks raised questions as to what was targeted, how much was infiltrated, and what's being done to keep it from happening again. Joining us now is Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me.
All right, so what happened June 23rd? What happened on June 23rd to the Secretary of State website?
Well, on June 23rd, we detected what appeared to be an infiltration into one of our systems that was originally built many years ago for access, but it didn't have security really in mind. And so a malicious package of software was placed in, and we detected it, we sequestered it, but it worked its way through a little bit to defacing the candidate page that shows results, the one with the blue and red lines.
Right.
So the picture of the Ayatollah popped up over everybody's face that had been running for office since like 2016. Now we did, as I said, we detected it, we stopped all of that stuff from happening. We ended up recovering the server, and then we've been going through an investigation on that to make sure that nothing else was impacted. But I want to make sure that you and your viewers know really well, this was not the voter registration system with that personal identifying information. That is actually housed in the cloud. It's not an on-site server. It didn't hit the address confidentiality program, which houses information on some victims of violence and stalking that we keep their addresses confidential. So nowhere where there was any significant amount of personal identifying information was attacked.
What about election results, that part of the system?
So the elections results page, the one that we display that stuff on, was impacted, but the election result segment where that stuff gets uploaded was not. And we didn't have an active election at the time, so we're in pretty good shape when it comes to that.
Any other systems, any other data accessed?
No other systems or data were accessed. We are ongoing with our investigation. We're narrowing it down right now, so it doesn't look right now like it was anything else. The big problem that we have is with these old legacy systems, Ted, that were written in languages that almost no engineers know how to use anymore. When we go in and try to fix one of these systems, we're going to break something. And that's why for a long time people have shied away from it, because we've got to basically replace the entire system. We can't fix it. And as a matter of fact, the ones that we did fix ended up breaking or really significantly slowing down the activity that goes on there. So these legacy systems have to be replaced. We can't just go in and fix them, because many of the software companies that used to support them don't even exist anymore. And so there's those sorts of issues that we have to deal with.
If the legacy systems can be hacked, and if they are that vulnerable, does that mean other aspects of the Secretary of State's website, other access of data ranging all across the board, is that by its nature more vulnerable?
Absolutely. There's no question that we have vulnerabilities still. And this is why, since I got elected, we've been asking for money to shore up these systems. We came in January of 23, and we made some adjustments in the IT department. My experience in the past told me that this was something we had to pay attention to. Lo and behold, we discovered this. And so not only did we make some shifts, but we asked for specific money to shore up this system back in 23. We asked for money for this system in 24. We asked for it also for 25. None of those requests by all the folks doing the budgeting stuff were granted. And so, we've asked for over $17 million over those 3 cycles to get these specific systems upgraded, and that's been denied. So unfortunately, we are where we are now. And so now folks are paying attention, and now we're starting to really work with some alacrity to try to shore up these systems.
And you want these things shored up and you want them updated, but now they need to be fixed. Do you have the funds to fix them?
Well, not even really fixed. Like I said earlier, we fixed some of these old things. Something else is going to break. And that's one of the reasons why we need to replace them. And so our team has been looking very carefully at this. If we're going to do what we need to do, we need $10 million right now, and then we need $3.5 million ongoing. And here's why. Government used to buy computer systems, and you'd have your server, you'd set it up, you'd have your other systems, and that would last you for a couple years with minor updates. That's not the model anymore, and it hasn't been for a long time. You buy systems that are going to be leased, that are going to be upgraded constantly. You don't put a bunch of money up front. You continuously pay as you move forward. And so we've got to move from that old procurement model into the new procurement model, but we still have to replace a whole bunch of the underlying architecture, and that's going to take some money.
Back to the hack here. Who did you contact after this was discovered?
Well, first and foremost, we contacted the Arizona Department of Homeland Security, the Chief Information Security Officer, Arizona's CISO. Ryan Murray is a phenomenal guy. We've got him on speed dial. We work directly with the National Guard. They're a phenomenal partner that has helped us. And we were actually undergoing some active penetration testing at the time. So we had our contractor right there on site. And we kind of locked this down very quickly, much like the CrowdStrike issue that happened many, many months ago. That was a global problem. Mm-hmm. Our department, the Department of State, was the first one in Arizona to identify that issue. We were up and running by 11 o'clock the next morning, whereas a lot of other folks were a little slower on the uptake. So we've got a great team, and they do amazing work with the resources that they have. But again, we still have these old issues that we have to deal with.
Did law enforcement agencies, when you contacted them, did they tell you what happened? Did they have an idea of what happened? Did they give you advice as to what to do next?
Well, the agencies worked with us to discover that. I've got an amazing team that we've built very, very carefully over the last several years because we understood we couldn't get replacements on the system because the money wasn't coming in. So we got people to help build sort of this donut around those weak systems in the middle. But if you get to the inside of that donut, it's kind of open, and that's problematic. So we dealt with the folks that we needed to. I wish we had better partners at the federal level at this time, where we used to be able to depend on them. We can't anymore. We can't even talk to many of them because of the way the new administration is operating. And so we've got to make do with what we've got here in Arizona.
How are they operating so that they won't even speak to you? What's going on there?
Well, after January of 2025, the cybersecurity infrastructure security agency, right, CISA, stopped talking to us. They got rid of their physical security agent that was here in Arizona, the cybersecurity agent that was here in Arizona. They helped us train and do all the stuff that we did to prepare for 2024. That's why it went so well. They don't exist anymore. And I've written letters to Secretary Noem, to the White House, to our congressional delegation, and I've said, look, I don't care if you're reorganizing. It's your prerogative as a new administration. Put this over there, put that over there. But that rearrangement of the deck chairs at this stage means that they took all the deck chairs off the deck. We don't have any of the support services that CISA and the Department of Homeland Security used to provide for us, and we can't talk to them. The new administration will not support election security anymore, and that's really problematic, and one of the reasons why this issue, I think, is really scary.
Did other states experience something similar? And if so, is the administration, is the federal government, are they noticing this and maybe changing their tune?
Well, they're not changing their tune, and other states are impacted by this. Thank God other states haven't been hacked the way we have that we're aware of. But that agency also used to help us share information among one another. So if something happened in State A, State B would find out about it right away through those federal channels that don't exist anymore.
Right. And
they could fix it before it happened, or that system could have looked at. And so we're really fighting with one hand tied behind our back right now as it pertains to our foreign adversaries. And that's because this administration just has, whether they say so or not, they've abandoned election security, and we're really trying to get them to change their tune.
Last question. What was learned from this hack, and where do you go from here? What changes because of this incident?
Well, we've got a lot of open ears. There's a lot of folks on both sides of the aisle now who have understood that this isn't something you can politicize. We've got to make sure that all of our systems are secure, because it pertains to not just elections or our elections results page. We're talking about all of the state systems, the healthcare systems, unemployment systems, all of that stuff that takes care of our taxation. We've got old legacy systems across the state. And so we really need to pay close attention to what it is that's weak, how we can shore it up immediately, and actually invest in the future of the security of our information systems, which is something that I've been advocating for years. Now we've got people's attention. Sadly, it had to come at the behest of, we think, the Islamic Republic of Iran.
And as you mentioned, the investigation continues as to what happened here. You're still looking at this.
We are still looking, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to have a full picture of exactly what happened and how well we did in taking care of it, which I think is pretty good so far.
Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.